I'm Brigadier General Melissa Coburn, the 452nd Air Mobility Wing Commander and the March Air Reserve Base Commander. So this is now my favorite part of the assumption of command or change of command. This is where I get to brag about the incoming commander. And usually it's a lot of fun for me because we bring in exceptionally qualified commanders, people who have a lot of experience, very unique backgrounds, and Colonel McCraine is no exception to that. So I first met Colonel McCraine in 2014 when he was at the Pentagon, and he was the Secretary of Defense Logistics Fellow at the time. And I remember sitting in an office talking to him and thinking how brilliant this individual was. I had never met him before. And through the course of the conversation, I just was very impressed at how motivated he was about the Air Force and wanting to make changes and wanting to do things better. So we didn't keep in close contact because I had a pretty busy job at the time, but I did continue to see him through the halls of the Pentagon for the next 3 years. And I remember the last conversation that I had with him before we both left the Pentagon in 2017, and he said, "Ma'am, if you want me to come work with you at any point, you let me know." And I said, "Okay, I may take you up on that." So fast forward to when I was planning after Colonel Hosey's retirement to hire a new mission support group commander. I was pleasantly surprised when I put my advertisement out and Colonel McCraine's name showed up on the list. So I decided to take him up on it, and I'm very glad that he made good on his offer to come out and work with me. To him and Sarah, just want to say thank you for packing up your family of 6. I know it's not easy, and for those of us who PCS regularly, they seem to space it out enough that you forget how painful it is until you have to do it again. So they have done monumental work to pack up 6 members of their family and make the trek cross country to join us out here in Southern California. Specifically to Rodney, I just want to say thank you for stepping up. You are inheriting a wonderful mission support group. It's the biggest mission support group in Air Force Reserve Command. They're a very talented and diverse group. Exceptional squadrons. I can't say enough about them. So please take care of my airmen there. It's a big mission, so biggest mission support group, but it provides the backbone of support to the mission here at March. And we're the biggest wing in Air Force Reserve Command, so it's a monumental task. Take care of the airmen. I look forward to seeing you develop and progress as a commander and a leader. And thank you and congratulations. We actually have a very special message from the retired now Colonel Kelly Hosey. If we can cut to that and play her message, please.
Colonel McCraine, welcome to March Air Reserve Base, and congratulations on your selection for command of the 452nd Mission Support Group, the greatest mission support group in the Air Force Reserve Command. I want to let you know that you have a great group of professionals here, and they will work hard. They are fully dedicated to the mission and to the Air Force, and I look forward to seeing them continue to do great things as they have over the past 2.5 years under my command. And as you take over, please enjoy the challenges, the environment, and the people of the 452nd Mission Support Group. They will support you and they will get the mission done. Good luck and congratulations.
I'm Colonel Rodney McCraine, Mission Support Group Commander for the 452nd Air Mobility Wing. I came from the 403rd Wing in Keesler Air Force Base, Biloxi, Mississippi. There we supported the Hurricane Hunters and the Flying Jennies, 2 C-130 squadrons, actually the biggest C-130 unit in the Air Force Reserve. A rather unique mission, very interesting and very busy. So there, as the Mission Support Group Commander, I had 4 squadrons in a flight. We were quite busy, in particular with those sections of the Mission Support Group that specifically helped either the Flying Jennies, which was our aerial port squadron, and we did a lot of airdrop and rigged loads and things of that nature, went out to the drop zones with them. So that made sure that they were ready to go for their deployments. And then during hurricane season that happened every single year, our supply folks were out helping maintenance and deploying all over the place. You know, March is known to be very challenging because there's a lot that goes on here at March. And so I've never been one to shy away from a challenge, and I look forward to something that is going to keep me busy and, you know, keep me occupied, and more importantly, I think where I can make a difference. You know, be able to get out there and do the important stuff, right? And actually make change, make impacts on people's lives. And so that's a pretty big draw. And then I can't lie, I already knew General Coburn, and I really had a lot of respect for her. And so to see her as the leader out here, that was pretty much just icing on the cake to see I would get an opportunity to possibly work with her again. So as a group commander, when you go to group commander school, one of the things they tell you is that you are now a leader of leaders. And so from a visionary standpoint, that has stuck with me since we went through that, because what that really means is these aren't the squadron commander days where you are down in the trenches and, you know, executing mission. You know, over your years as you grow up as an officer, they tell you squadron command is one of the hardest jobs you'll ever have. And I will tell you, after being a group commander at least once and having been a squadron commander, I totally agree with that statement. So coming in as a group commander, one of the things that I recognize as my role is to be able to remove roadblocks and to ensure that they have the resources they need, and really most importantly, to be able to lead them. Because I remember what it's like to be a squadron commander. There's no handbook for that. There's nobody who tells you exactly how to run your squadron. You have to get in and learn how to create a vision. You have to learn how to stick to that vision. You have to learn how to adjust your priorities when, you know, the hot thing of the day comes up and you find yourself in a firefighting mode as opposed to, you know, executing your vision. You know, all of those things. I've had some experiences with that, you know, both at the squadron command level and clearly now at the group level. And so for me, here at the 452nd, one of the biggest things I want to make sure is that I am properly developing my squadron commanders, my officers, chiefs, senior NCOs, and everybody that's in the group, and giving them the opportunity to attend courses, to have one-on-one conversations with them, and just to lead their people, and just to be that steadying force, if you will, that is just guiding them along. One of the things I recognize is that is not something that I am able to do all by myself. That is why I have a tremendous group chief that is going to help me through all of those things, because there's a lot of things that I will look at from my perspective, but it's not necessarily the only perspective. And so between the group chief and I, Chief Ratliff, she and I are a team, and we're going to get after this thing together, and we're going to make sure that our entire force, all 1,400 plus strong of the mission support group, are going to provide base operating support to the base. But then our other very significant mission is to provide that strategic asset of agile combat forces that we are going to send downrange and do our nation's business. So force development is a big thing to me, providing obviously the base support for March Air Reserve Base and our tenants. That's extremely important to me. And then I think really the third and the last thing that's really, really important to me is providing a sense of calm and of direction, and, you know, to the best of our ability, getting out of a bit of a firefighting mode and really getting into more of a strategic mode. I've had a great opportunity to talk with General Coburn. I have a good understanding of what her priorities are, and we're going to start getting after those priorities. And you know, she and I have had some good conversations. I recognize that not everything can be a priority, because if everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. So I want to provide that steady hand at the helm of the group that is able to guide my squadron commanders and our chiefs and our senior NCOs and point them in the right direction. We'll do the firefighting when we need to, but for the most part, we're going to get after the things that are going to be good for March Air Reserve Base and for our tenants, and of course for Air Force Reserve Command and the Air Force as a whole.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, 452nd Mission Support Group, United States Air Force, March Air Reserve Base, California, Special Order Number GO0022. By order of Brigadier General Melissa A. Coburn and under the authority of the Air Force Instruction 51-604, Colonel Rodney E. McCraine assumes command of the 452nd Mission Support Group effective 24 May 2020.
Ma'am, I assume command. For the members of the 452nd Mission Support Group, first and foremost, thank you for the warm welcome. I have truly been welcomed in as the group commander, and I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to getting out and meeting everyone because I really want to make sure that I understand who you guys are, what you need, and how I can help you. And then furthermore, just know who you are as people. I think people are extremely important, and I want to make sure that you guys are given the resources that you need. So I want to address a couple of very specific groups as we go along, because just so you understand my vision a little bit, and I understand the expectations of what everybody should be doing. I'll start with my squadron commanders. You are where the rubber meets the road. You are the leadership. You are my leadership team, and you are my leadership group. And I want you to be able to come to me at any point in time. I want to have an open door with you. I want to have our disagreements if we need to. Then I want to step out that door and get after this thing together and make the group the place that it should be. What I expect from you is to know what's going on in your squadrons, use your judgment, make the best decisions that you can, and lead your people. That's the expectations I have for you. For my chiefs, I have a very similar expectation for you. Work with Chief Ratliff, work with me, and let's lead our group, and let's really get a hard focus on making sure that we are developing our young enlisted force so that there is a force for tomorrow that's going to come up and is going to be ready to lead when they get here and they start taking our place. For our junior officers, I have the same expectation for you that I do as the squadron commanders. I expect you to be leading our force, and I expect you to know what your job is, learn your job, do your job well, use your judgment, and make sure you are leading at the flight level, leading at the operations level, and making sure that you're giving your bosses all of the information that they need to make wise and good decisions. For the senior NCO Corps, again, force development. That's the biggest charge I have for the senior NCO Corps. There are too many times when we have some of our young airmen and NCOs that are coming up that they have just not had the proper mentoring and the proper discussions. So I expect you as the senior NCO Corps to get in there, get your hands dirty, not necessarily to do the mission all the time, but to be creating that force that is where we do our mission. I expect you to focus on training. I expect you to focus on making sure that we are acknowledging the sacrifice and the work of our people. So that's my expectation for you. For our NCOs, you are the next set of senior NCOs. I recognize that this is that time in life where you start transitioning from the doer all the time, when you were an airman, and even when you were a young NCO, and you start moving toward that level of mentoring and guidance and leadership and supervision to become a senior NCO. So take that time as an NCO and practice, learn how to do it. You're going to make some mistakes. No big secret, but guess what? All leaders make mistakes. So just take this time, learn how to be good leaders. Watch those above you. Learn how to lead up. Sometimes as leaders we make bad decisions. Learn how to talk to folks in leadership and let us know when we haven't gotten something right. Obviously do so respectfully and do so with an informed way. That's my charge to you. And then for our airmen, the best thing I can tell you is learn your job. That's the best thing that you can do. Get your 5 level, make sure you're going to school, be good at what you do. When you become the expert at what you do, people will notice. And your NCOs and your senior NCOs will reach out to you, and then they're going to start giving you more and more opportunities to excel and opportunities to become a leader yourself. So I expect you as the airman to get out there and actually do your job. And I would be remiss if I didn't take this from a total force perspective and look at both our civilians and our contractors. With March Air Reserve Base, we do a lot with civilians and contractors, and we cannot run the base operating support of this base without you. And so for you, a very similar charge to the NCOs and the senior NCOs and my junior officers. You know, make sure that you are communicating with us, communicate with leadership, make sure that we understand where the issues and the problems are, and also, you know, let us know where things are going well, so that we can celebrate those things with you as well. So those are my charges to our folks in the group. I am really excited to be here, really looking forward to leading you as your group commander. I have an open door policy, and I know everybody says they have an open door policy, but I really do. Please feel free to stop by my office anytime with anything. You know, even if you want to come by to chat, please do. I have an open door policy. With that, I would also just like to say thank you to my wife of 19 plus years now, who has stuck by me on, you know, right around 10 moves right now. I think we're sitting at around 10 moves. And my kids that have had to pick up and move, you know, sometimes 1 year, sometimes 18 months. You know, without a strong family, without a strong wife, I could not have ever been successful. So I would be completely remiss if I did not recognize the sacrifices and the work that they put into it. We are successful as a family because of everything that they do, because of everything my wife does, and then that in turn makes me successful as I work with you guys.